What's up, guys? Studfit here. Another episode of the Rundown, this time for the Snow Tour. So, the Rundown was originally created because as a new tour was released, I'm looking at a number of different details for me to be able to best understand what's going on in the game from a meta level strategy perspective. And essentially, I've been kind of collecting those and thought about distributing it, and then I released a video, and it seems like a lot of people really appreciate what I've been putting together. So I think we're close to about 500 subscribers, which is not a lot. So, if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd love that. Feel free to like it, tell your friends. But hopefully it's helping, and hopefully this is something that you look forward to. I know it's hard to get it in my schedule pretty consistently, but I like to get it in the weekend after the tour is initially released. I did have to do a little bit more digging into the all clear pipe and what was going on there. I even was going to get Tabor to join me, and regretfully, we had some technical difficulties, and it's about 12:30 in the morning right now. But I had to get this released. I had to get this in front of you. So hopefully you guys appreciate that for what it's worth. But hopefully that you're enjoying your nice Sunday morning coffee and being able to tune in. With that being said, I've also got some heavy support from Sammy D at the Kart Life, and Carlos with Carlos 85 has been helping me with some of the audio issues as well. So hopefully you're seeing me nice and clear. Nice and clear to be able to talk about one of the biggest updates we've seen in Mario Kart history, as we called it Levelgeddon last tour. Man, a lot to impact here. There's just so much going on. It's really hard to be able to understand right away even what's going on. And I'm going to try to hopefully help a little bit, but I don't even think we'll understand how difficult things are until we start running out of tickets and running into issues. The one thing I can say right off the bat is I know as I was handing out coins the last few days, I would look at different people's scores, and they were all over the board. Some good examples would be, I think, Frap Snowland T. I saw a double cap driver, and then a triple capped super cart, and then a level 7. I mean, it's just, there's so many variables. All these loadouts are all over the place. And so I'm like, my double coin nonstop combo, 170 actions now looks like nothing because they're all level 6s. And I think my driver wasn't even capped. So, I mean, there's just so much variety. And so from that perspective, I think that's Nintendo's intentions. Is, hey, let's give people an added way to be able to get a variety of different scores and see different loadouts. I can say from looking at everyone's coins, I don't think I saw two of the same exact loadout. And so I think that's kind of their motive. And when you think about it that way, think about, what you're watching now and the investment you're doing to understand what's going on in the game is going to only help you out. Understanding what the the best super drivers are, or the best normal carts might help you out to be able to hopefully excel better than some of your peers who have the same tickets, who might not know all this analysis. So maybe don't share it just to get an advantage. No, I'm just joking. Please share. But kind of going through, I thought it might be good to assess the questions that we asked last tour, and see, do we have answers, yes or no, and what are the implications for that? So the first question, how many tickets will it take to get to level 7? This was the biggest surprise. I was really expecting 3 and knew it was going to be a hurdle, 3 tickets to take something from a high-end level 6 to a high-end level 7. But no, it was 5. 5 tickets, that's right. So when I've been saving up for months, and I have, maybe I had like 12 driver tickets. I'm like, man, that's only really 2 drivers I can take to level 7. So it's kind of deflating to think about that. But what I can say is this might help you think about getting things to level 7. If you can kind of keep track of how long it took you to take certain things from level 4 to level 6, that's how long it's going to take you to level 7. So if you think about it, hey, my gold dry bones I had at level 4, in December, and I just got it to 6. That's about 2 months there where it took you to what would be level 6 to level 7 for your favorite driver, as an example. So you could probably imagine, you might be getting gold dry bones to level 7, here, I think maybe in May. So just kind of keep things in the back of your mind that way. Whatever things were at level 4, that's where things are kind of pacing, and kind of keep that calendar. That might help you out a little bit too. So a lot of different strategy pieces here to this. I think one of the things that Tabor asked leading up to this video, and I'm still so sad that he isn't able to join us for this video. But he asked me, your strategy before was take something to 5 and let the game take it to 6. Will that now be 6 and 7? Will now you be trying to get things to level 6 and then let the game take it to level 7? I will say yes and no. I think when taking things from level 5 to 6, you could kind of stumble across, something 3 times, whether it be getting a 3 packs, like I know I did, I think with the Golden Gilded King, I was able to get 3 packs and was able to get it from 5 to 6, and that worked out perfectly. I think the same thing happened with a number of different items. It's not going to be the case getting things 5 times. You're not going to be able to stumble your way to level 7. It is going to be intentional. But what you can do is you can, at least from my perspective, one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be holding back on things that are in the 100 pipe permanently. So like this week in rank, a good example would be King Babam. I thought about, for about 2 seconds, I thought about taking him to level 7. I said, you know what, he's in the 100 pipe. I'd rather just let me pull him in 100 pipes, and I'll probably get him to level 7 just from 100 pipe pulls. It's probably going to take me 3 or 4 months, but I'm going to get him to level. He's going to be a level 7. Level 7 is going to be there for him. So if you think about things that way, whereas the first, I did take a high-end driver to level 7. You want to guess who it was? It was Party Time Lakitu. You know what it was. My favorite driver. I love him so much. I did it right. I mean, it took me about a day to kind of weigh everything out and kind of look at my inventory. And as I was putting together this rundown, I said, I got to do it. And so I did. So those are the kind of drivers, he's not going to be a 100 pipe, even if he is like Nabbit, where he's not brought back into a pipe for a while, we may not see him until this summer. In the meantime, I have a great driver that's being able to get me even more bonus points. So for what it's worth, those are some adjustments I'm making when it comes to those tickets to level 7. Second question on here, will I need to take daily selects to level 7 to get tickets again? The answer to this is yes, I believe so. I talked to some Extreme Whales, Carlos, Gamer Amy, and they have now tickets in their daily selects for maxing them out. That's good. I will say, same things apply. You do have to take a high-end to level 7 to be able to now have level 7 items. So let me clear that up. You have to take a daily select high-end to level 7 to open up high-end tickets in your daily selects. So I took Gold Glider right away, and then I maxed out about 12 other 12 other daily select items. You know how many tickets I've gotten in the last 3 or 4 days? 0. Not even normal tickets or super tickets. So I will say yes, but don't stress out about it. I had a good conversation with DK Quagmire where he said, hey, should I put these tickets into Gold Glider or this Blizzard Parasol? And I said, hey, this is my situation. It didn't really help me. There's no rush. If you need it for ranked, go ahead and put those tickets on something that's going to help you out. Don't feel like you have to put it on one of the daily select items. Most likely you're not going to see that many tickets anyway. And if your coin amount is like anything like mine, you're not going to have coins to buy it anyway. So just no rush. Just take your time. You'll get there. Question number 3, will there be one day a level 8, a level 9, a level 10? The answer is one day, most likely yes. But I wouldn't say it's going to be anytime soon. I mean, one day I have to accept that I'm going to be 80 years old. That's just going to happen. Lord willing, if I don't die first, obviously, if I am still living at 80, I'm going to one day be 80. The point in saying that is, this game is going to continue. Yes, it might get to 8. Yes, it might get to 9. I don't foresee it getting to 8, in the next 10 months in the calendar year 2021. But it could. Yeah, certainly. Certainly not going to be in the next 6 months. I'm pretty certain of that. Maybe around the anniversary, they might move it to 8. That's fine. But you know what? I'm not going to lose ranked in the meantime. I'm not going to focus too much on that. But I will say, at the same point, by having 5 high-end tickets to take something to 7, and the astronomical amount for normals, I think, of 20, like, I don't see... 7 does seem like it's going. If it were 3, I'd say yeah, 8's coming. It's going to be 3 tickets to take something from level 6 to level 7. But because it was such a high jump, I mean, taking something to 8 could be like 7 tickets. That just seems so much, so intense. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Who knows? Maybe 7 is it. I could see that being the case. There's just so many drivers now. I mean, to take all your drivers to level 7 just seems like it's never going to happen. Even someone who like Carlos who buys almost every pack, and even some rubies outside of packs, that he doesn't have everything at 6, and he didn't prior to this week. So again, it's going to be extremely rare, but putting it out there, it may. Question number 4, will level 7 be instantly available? Will this need to be unlocked? This was a pipe dream. I was hoping it could be unlocked, meaning that you needed like some type of level capping ticket. This is not the case. It was all instantaneously. Easy question there. Number 5, what else will be updated next tour? This is actually ironically, I mentioned this, tiers were updated, but not levels. Many of us were expecting levels because the same amount of period of time was kind of around this that they opened levels up again. But I think levels could be added again as well. I don't think the tiers were that big of a deal. Now the extra cap tickets for winning in higher tiers was certainly a pleasant surprise. And overall, I mean, you don't need my video to tell you this. I mean, Nintendo's been very, very favorable when it comes to giving us more tickets, and I think that's a good thing. I think Nintendo's strategy with that is let's go ahead and give everyone tickets, so that instead of just the whales getting these daily select tickets all the time, let's try to kind of lock them out of that for a little bit and just try to give everyone tickets pretty evenly, and everyone grows more. So if you're a gold pass only and you're getting some high-end tickets from login bonuses and from some tier shop. I mean, there's a lot of new ways that we're getting these tickets, and even these challenges. I'm not going to get into that because that's not necessarily something that I focus on. But this challenges will be probably something I focus on in future rundowns because they are pretty interesting. I think it's from a money making perspective. I think it was smart for Nintendo. I think it's good for them. However, I will say. Everyone's getting access to these, and you don't have to necessarily be a major whale to be able to get access to that. One last thing about daily selects, and then we'll finally get into what we typically talk about here in the rundown. And that's about what should you do about your daily selects. One strategy I'm doing, you can kind of see at the bottom of this slide, is that this snapshot here, these were the number of tickets I had Tuesday walking into this tour. And the reason I point this out is not to show you how many there are, but I want to show you don't see very many Karts and of normal or super tickets. And the reason being is that there are so many Karts that are not a part of daily selects. And I kind of mentioned this in my poll video that you might have seen on Thursday. You're gonna actually run out of super and normal drivers and gliders to be able to put tickets in. And so as you've maxed out all your super and normal drivers and gliders, you still are getting tickets in from your gold pass or whatever tokens. So you're just collecting them and you can't use them. Whereas with the Karts, there's so many Karts that are not a part of daily selects. You think about just in the last couple months, the red standard, the green standard, the cucumber. I mean, they're always coming out with these Karts that are not a part of 100 pipes. So my strategy is for every time I'm logging into my daily selects, I am going to purchase a super cart, and I'm going to max out my super carts first. There's not really a great benefit when it comes to the maxing out, getting that additional. There's no skill plus, or there's no new track to get something to level 7. So from that perspective, I'm gonna just go ahead and do carts, and that way I max those out first. And then when I'm receiving tickets, I'm actually not wasting them. They're not just sitting around. So, and then on top of that, when you think about how many carts there are, there's a lot of my loadouts that were 646, 656. They were kind of lagging there in the cart. So for me, if I have to use a super anything, most likely it's going to be a cart because I may not be able to get the high ends there, especially as we're looking at getting all my karts to level 7, that seems pretty extreme. I'm going to need a lot of kart tickets to be able to do so. High-end tickets I'm not going to have. So why don't I get my supers up, and I'll probably use my super karts a lot more with this new level. So that's my strategy. Daily selects, mainly focusing in on those super karts. And then, as I go through, I'm probably not going to buy any normals at all because I'll be pulling those as time goes on. But just kind of keeping that in the back of your mind. All right, man, Levelgeddon, there was just so much there. I had to kind of walk you through that. So appreciate your patience. I do have a couple surprises at the end of the video, so some new little segments. I'll see what you like, but we'll kind of go into the normal stuff that we talk about. This Snowpipe 1, great pipe when you're talking about 6 spotlights, 9 total high ends. This is a great pipe. This is kind of nice to be seeing these relatively regularly. You have the new item, such as our friend Todd as a penguin. But then and a couple other new items as well. But it's just good to have 9 high ends. I mean, just to be able to get 1 high end per 10 pull is such a great feeling. Now, of course, we were, as we'll get to it here in a second, the special pipe was quite the letdown. So there is a lot of value in that pipe. Don't be afraid of it, especially as you're now starting to get items that were maxed now to level 7. As for the new items, some great items here. Penguin Toad, Black Penguin Glider, Cacti, Snow Crystals, some great items there. One thing I pointed out, whatever happened to Mini Turbo Plus? So I was reaching out to Tabor. I said, hey, Tabor, what are some of the Mini Turbo Plus carts that have come out so far this year? And even since the anniversary, there's only been 3. Pumpkin Cart, Party Wing, and Cat Cruiser. I know everyone loves Mini Turbo Plus, and so it's been kind of a fan favorite. It's not my favorite. I actually kind of lean more towards the jump boost and dash panel. But for Mini Turbo, I mean, it's top of almost everyone else's list. And to only see 3 in the last, 6 months, that's kind of eerie. I wonder if Nintendo's saying, hey, you guys got a little too excited about Mini Turbo Plus. Just temper your expectations. Get used to some of these other cards, because we do have some other good skills, and try to get used to them. And just kind of putting it out there, just an observation. But these are some great items, obviously, tied to some of the ice and snow tracks, but just kind of odd there with the Mini Turbo Plus. As for the non-spotlight drivers, you have the ones that we've seen forever, the Pauline, Peachette, Pinkle, Peach, drivers that we're excited to see again. Hey, cool, I can finally take Pauline to level 7, etc. And that's where I'm mentioning, hey, why don't you go ahead, instead of taking PGP, I know she would help you a lot for ACR this week, in this tour, but you might want to hold back on her. You might want to invest in someone like Rosalina Swimwear that's not going to be in 100 pipe, as an example. So I know this is Pinkle Peach. As much as I love her, she's going to be one that I'm going to let the game take her to 7, just as an example. Then we have next week's Spotlight drivers, which we'll get to here in a second. One little thing I'll point out about this, and I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, each one of these drivers has exclusivity to their skill in this pipe, meaning that there are no other high-end drivers that have their same exact skill in this pipe. One of the reasons, this is just a guess, a wild speculation, and I still only think 50-50 on some of these wild speculations, but Penguin Toad has dash ring. Don't you find that a little interesting? Not only that, but as we get to here in a second, there are a number of ice-related carts and gliders that are now going to be a part of permanent pipes and the all-clear pipe. Makes me think, I wonder if Penguin Toad could one day be a part of this permanent pipe. A little interesting there. Or maybe it doesn't even have to be Penguin Toad, but some dash ring driver. I think as I'm starting to think about things here, whether it's Mushroom Cannon or Banana Barrel or King Bob-omb's Giga Bomb, like each one of these drivers has their own skill. There's no skill in here for dash ring, and there's some ties to some ice type of carts and gliders that you'll see in the future pipe. So just putting out there, Toad Penguin may be a part of 100 pipe in the future. just wild speculation. Not like Cat Peach, obviously, where it wasn't like he was introduced and now all of a sudden part of 100 pipes. So we already know that, but it could be more something like King Bob-omb, where in a couple months, well, here's Penguin Toad. Kind of similar. Also, if you think about Penguin Luigi was brought back in the summer, during the summer of last year. I wonder if maybe that's when they introduced Toad to this 100 pipe. But just thinking about it that way, there's a couple other skills that are not a part of this, but as a good example, like Heart or something like that. But interesting observation, just kind of putting that out there. As I alluded to, this Cactex or Cact Ice is now permanently a part of 100 pipes, and also part of the all clear pipe. Kind of interesting there. As it's introduced, it's kind of same thing with the Cat Cruiser. Hey, here's a new Cat Cruiser, part of 100 pipes. So if you don't get a part of the pack, and I'll get to that in a second as well, not a big deal. It looks like it's a part of this 100 pipe. We also have the week 2 spotlights for this week 1 pipe. And then 2 gliders added to the 100 pipe, the 8-Bit Star and Blizzard Balloons. Interesting that they had a Cact Ice and Blizzard Balloons added to this 100 pipe. Surprised they wouldn't do Penguin Todd right then, but just putting it out there, 2 new gliders added to this mix, which is nice. The gliders, they hadn't added some for a while, then added Silver Bells, and now we have a pretty full collection. And then we have next week's spotlights as well. Getting to that, the following week, week 2, this 100 pipe is a little interesting in the same way is that it's got that 9 high ends, at least from what we can tell. Those 6 spotlights and then the 3 non-spotlights. Some great items here. I think Gilded Prancer is a very common level 7 double capped. I've even seen it triple capped and level 7. It's been around for a while. For someone who started pretty late, I just took it to 6 this tour. I couldn't be that far behind. I was going to use Blue 7 on Frappe Snowland when everyone else was using a level 7. Gilded Prancer triple capped at 590, 595, 700, whatever it was. So this is one that's been around for a while. You've probably seen a lot of people max it. And it's former top 10, but still I think a pretty solid card. I think it's in the top 15 as well. All right, here it is, the special pipe. The special pipe, or the not so special pipe. We were nabbed. This is one where everyone was excited. We saw that banner. We said, finally, this is exactly what we wanted. And then we were looking at it and saying, like, what is this? Is this a driver pipe or just like we just get like one little item and it didn't make a lot of sense. Now, if you watch my pull video, I love that pipe. I got a lot of good stuff, but then there were also people like Sammy D, who were still longing for what they wanted. So we'll put it that way. Definitely check out his video. Definitely not a pipe I would recommend pulling on unless you really, really, really want any of these 4 drivers. But even then, it's not great in the way of odds. The best thing about it, though, if you do want these drivers, is that you can kind of box out the end of the pipe. So if you watch my pull video, I never really went deeper than 20 items left in the pipe before resetting it. And I was able to get the high-end driver, I think, 4 or 5 different pipes without having to go all the way down. Now, I've definitely gone all the way to the bottom of these special pipes before. Certainly able to happen, but just kind of putting it out there, that part of it is nice. You can kind of leverage the short pipe to your advantage. But again, if you already have some of these items and you only just want it once so you can put tickets on it, you might be pulling quite a while and still not get what you want. Now, this is a pipe I love, and I'll tell you why. First off, it matches my strategy of wanting to max out my carts in my daily selects first. So what we've seen in the past is when we have an all glider pipe or an all cart pipe, that also means that the normals and supers are also carts. So for me, especially looking forward to this specific pipe. Now, what's interesting is that there aren't any new carts, like when we saw, what was it, the Black Kabuki Dasher or the Pink Wing. There are some pipes where we see that there are these new new carts, and we're kind of attracted to that. There aren't any of those here, but these are great odds. I mean, getting 1 per 10 pull, you have a lot of great odds to get doubles as well. You do a 10 pull, and pretty substantial odds to be able to pull 2 high-end carts in that pull. And these are great carts too. The Gilded King has been a top 10. Dozer Dasher, a personal favorite of mine. Dark Buggy, great with Jump Boost Plus, and this Black Dozer has jumped back into the top 10. Ice Blue Poltergeist, what? I don't get that, but I guess it has big tires, so why not throw it in there? I think they mentioned something about big wheels being called a big wheel pipe. But likely carts only, and again, I'll be pulling on it. It'll be an exciting one for me, especially for those trying to max out those carts. As for the packs, man, last tour we had so many packs, and they were pretty valuable. You know, we had some interesting pirate stuff. These obviously are all in the same theme. They're all ice. I will say, you know, as always, my videos have a lot of data mining in them. You see the 2 packs on the bottom. These are next week's packs. Both of these are in 100 pipes. So the Cactex, the Blizzard Balloons, Ice Mario, all in the 100 pipe. So if you don't want to get these packs, I mean, I think Sammy asked for me to do a dud or stud. These packs are complete duds. I think both of the packs this week are absolute studs. Go ahead and get them. They're going to be well worth it. And as I mentioned, that glider actually has 9 courses a part of all cup ranking. So it's that'll be a little surprise for the end, but definitely get the packs this week if you're going to get any packs. Getting that Cact Ice will be nice, but you'll likely get it here in the future if you are not a whale even. All right, finally getting to who got buffed. Man, I think we're like 30-40 minutes into this video, but appreciate your patience here. Who got buffed? We'll start with the drivers. Pauline Rose was the only driver to get 3 new tracks. She's obviously pretty brand new. Not even got like a full tour under her belt, but she got 3 new tracks. 3D Rainbow Road RT. I think it's Rainbow Road 2 and then Rainbow Road 2T. Great tracks for her. There are a lot of overlap with other great drivers, but if you have her, it's nice to see some immediate rebound there. Donkey Kong Jr. SNES now has DK Summit. Surprise, both the regular version and the R version. Luigi Lederhosen now has Calamari Desert R and DK Summit T. He's now up to 16 non-city tracks, which is nice for a relatively new driver, and he has only two city tracks, which is great for somebody who was released during the Berlin tour. Black Yoshi up to 21 non-city tracks. So Black Yoshi, Captain Toad, Mario Chef, and Mario Halloween all got DK Summit R. So you can kind of see in that top row, they all got that track. And same thing with the track, the row underneath it. Shy Guy Gold, Builder Toad, Nabbit, Warrior Hiker all got DK Summit T. Obviously there, Nabbit's the one you're most attracted to. And on the row above, that Mario Chef looks pretty attractive as well. Mario Halloween, if you have him at a high level, he's crushing it for you with 17 tracks total, with 0 cities. That's great to see. Other than that, I see a lot of people with Shy Guy Gold. He's up to 17 tracks plus 4 cities. That's pretty solid for him, but he has not broken our top 20. Moving down, King Babam got DK Summit. Man, we have seen a lot of King Babam. I think it's like 3 tours in a row where he's been the one I've been using for ranked, which is incredible. I'm not even a huge fan of the Gigabomb, but I just keep using him, and I keep thanking God that I got him and kept putting tickets into him. Again, I'm not going to be putting any more tickets on him. It's letting the game take him to 7. Birdo Luigi, he now has this Dino Jungle 2 and 2 city tracks with 18. Toadette Explorer has 19 tracks, 0 cities, and Peach Explorer. She's the one I don't have that I wish I did. She's been really valuable, 0 cities and 21 tracks now with DK Summit. Cat Peach now has 13 tracks, 0 cities, and Cat Todd with 11 tracks and 2 cities. So some pretty decent buffs there. Not as many as we normally see, but some of the ones that stand out there is Mario Chef, Nabbit, Peach Explorer, all got that bump here recently, and Black Yoshi and King Bob-omb to get into that top 20 there. Those are some of the most exciting. Now when it comes to the carts, none of the carts got 3 new tracks. We have a number that got 2 new tracks: Rose Taxi, Cat Cruiser, Wild Pink, and Gold Snow Skimmer. All relatively new carts that got 2 new tracks. Of those, Gold Skimmer, nice to see that with 13. That's the highest of those 4. Then you have Holiday King, now has 16 non-city tracks. Iron Cucumber. I was hoping that this would see a lot of non-city buffs, and it got 2 here, which is nice, but it still has 6 cities and a total of 10 non-cities. So still lagging behind. Even when you compare it to Fast Frank, it's getting beat out pretty quick. That Fast Frank has fastly broken into the top 15. That's a really terrible joke, but it's true. It's now 16 non-city tracks with 2 city tracks, and again, number 14 on our list. Now to all of the carts that only got 1 new city. Wild Black, Party Wing, Black Dozer. Those 3 are our top 10 carts. All got 1 new track, with Wild Black at 19, 4 cities. Party Wing, a big favorite. As I mentioned, it was one of the predicted next. I think it was a next Rose Queen as one of the wild cards, because it did not come in a pack, but it was deep in 100 pipe. I know I love it. A lot of people love it. It looks awesome. Handles great, and it's good to see it there at number 6 on our list, which we'll get to here in a second. Black Dozer now at 19 tracks, 0 cities. That's awesome. What a jump it's had. That and the Gilded King, it came out around the same time, have been pretty amazing, and both in this week's special pipe. I totally forgot about it. That special pipe, one of the things that you may or may not have noticed is that Lucky 7 pipe. It started, I guess, yesterday or 2 days ago now that I'm looking at it. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It came out on a Friday, but it's available till the end of the tour. So it makes you think, is this 30 pipe going to come out on Sunday, or is it going to come in next Friday and only have a week? I'm not sure what will happen, so I'm not going to make any predictions, but I will definitely say, if you look at this Black Dozer and how much value it has alongside of that Gilded King, those are our Wild Blacks of 2021. I guessed it, I think a tour or 2 ago. It's happening, guys. So don't miss out. I mentioned the Sunset Cloud or the Penguin Glider could potentially be our happy ride of 2021. So it's nice to see a little boost there. So far, Sunset Cloud has got a little bit of a lead there with 15 tracks. Macaroon now at 13. Silver Bullet Blaster. I love this with 17 tracks, 0 city tracks. Love that. DK Maximum's getting some slow love there with 15 and 5 cities. Cooper King, 17 tracks there, 0 cities. You gotta love that. I know I'm using it for ranked. Brown Off-Roader, probably the most silly reskin cart we have, but hey, it's got 16 tracks, 0 cities. You can't laugh at it anymore. It's now got some value. And then that Cucumber, it's 8 tracks plus 1 city. All right, finally for who got buffed, the glider section. So we saw obviously some of the recent either cat gliders or pirate gliders that came in last tour's packs. So we saw the Black Great Sail, 10 tracks now, 0 cities. Calico Parafoil, 13 non-city tracks, 0 city tracks. Toe Beam Balloons, 11 tracks, 2 cities. Silver Mentor Glider, 11 tracks, 0 cities. Next one, my personal favorite, Penguin Wingtip, 13 tracks, 1 city. It's slowly gone up there. Obviously, being a part of a pack, I actually, one of those I took it to level 6, but it does have a lot of overlap. That is one thing that's been true since it's been buffed. Strawberry Donut, man, 20 tracks, 20 non-city tracks, plus 5 cities. there's no denying it's a top 10 glider. That's for sure. Definitely put some tickets on that if you haven't already. Definitely worth it. Dry Bowser, Umbrella, potentially the next Dragon Wings. Now up to 16 non-city tracks, 2 city tracks. Nabbit Oil Umbrella. I don't think anyone has noticed or been talking about this glider, but now up to 17 non-city tracks. And as Nabbit becomes more important, I mean, he's been in our top 10 here for 2 or 3 tours, and now he has a glider that continues to rise as well. I wouldn't hold back on putting tickets on it if you need to. I think as Nabbit becomes more popular and continues to be part of ranked, etc., and becomes now especially more common being a part of this special pipe, I could see this glider continuing to rise and continue to be more popular. So if you have it, feel free to put tickets on it. It's going to be worth it. Jolly Bells, obviously a nice coin glider. 15 tracks, 1 city. Nice to see some boost there, and has broken our top 15, which is nice. Planet Glider, 11 tracks, 1 city. Blizzard Parasol, 15 tracks, 1 city. Rose Parasol, 9 tracks, 0 cities. Blooper Wingtip, 16. Silver Star Shoot, 15 tracks. I'm surprised it's only 15. It seems like it's been very, very useful. It's been a part of ranked, but I think that number of tracks has held it out of the top 15. Still a great glider. I think it's just a matter of time. It's going to probably slowly climb there. But having only 15 non-city tracks, it's not a lot comparatively. And then Rainy Balloons, 15 non-city tracks, 0 cities. So those are who got buffed. Now, a lot of your favorite part, the top 10. You know the algorithm. We put a lot of emphasis into the skill for the drivers. We haven't put a lot into the karts and gliders. And we did that for a reason. And I know this may disappoint some people, but I've had a lot of people ask, hey, where's the crawly cart? I've been using it so often. That's great, but we didn't put a lot of emphasis on slipstream. It's the lowest of the skill, but it's only 12% of the algorithm. So with that being said, it's been a part of ranked, and it's been getting some tracks here and there, but it hasn't had a lot of standout value for a couple of different reasons, one of those being that skill. But karts and gliders, that skill is not going to really hurt it that much versus drivers, where that skill is going to be 26%. As for the rest of the algorithm, some of it has to do with past ranked and how much Nintendo loves a specific item. Another has to do with just general coverage and what are the odds of it popping back into ranked, being a part of all cup ranking, etc. So with that being said, top 10 drivers, nothing's changed in the top 3. Peach has held it out. Congratulations, you're still wearing the crown there. Peach Wedding, number 1. Dry Gold Bones, number 2. Lakitu Party Time, my personal favorite, at number 3. You know I gotta keep Sport. I'm gonna keep mentioning he's my favorite until you start putting tickets in him. But Nabbit jumped up to number 4 on our list. That's awesome. I pulled him a couple times and put a couple tickets. So Party Time Lakitu, and Nabbit are my two level 7 drivers I have so far. It's just a matter of time before I get some of my coin boxes cut up, but Lucky 7's where it's at. Binko Peach at number 5, she dropped down 1. Chef Mario dropped down 1 to 6. Black Yoshi holding down number 7, lucky number 7 there. Peach Vacation down 2 spots to number 8. Penguin Luigi at 9. Gold Koopa Free Running at 10. As I mentioned, Peach Explorer now number 11. Mario Halloween 12. King Bob-omb 13. Rosalina Swimwear 14, and then Pauline Party Time at 15. So it's nice to see there in that top 15 almost every Coinbox driver. Mario Hakama, not a top 15 driver, and really hasn't been. But what happened to Bowser Santa? Have we seen? I mean, it's surprising that he hasn't broken this during a snow tour. This might be his last hurrah. I wonder if he just saw such a huge spike during the winter time. I wonder what his value will be the rest of the year. I hope it continues. I love his hitbox, his huge hitbox. It's awesome. But he is not in our top 15 based on our algorithm. And we see so many Coinbox drivers here, it is quite a surprise. Moving on to karts. Happy Ride, Rose Queen, Wild Black, Chaka Macaroon, Off-Roader. These 5 have been a couple switch arounds, like you saw here, Wild Black and Off-Roader. But this top 5 have been steady really for the last 6 months. You did see the Gilded King drop 1 and then drop 1 again. And you saw the Party Wing, you see here at number 6, jumped up 8 spots. You don't normally see that. That number 6 actually was something that the Blue Soda, a spot that Blue Soda had held for a long period of time, pretty steady at that number 6. And it has dropped down to number 11. I wonder what Party Wing it's going to continue to climb. I kind of see it as the Rose Queen of 2021. We'll see if it continues to climb. And then, as I mentioned, Gilded King at number 7 and Black Dozer jumped up 5 whole spots to number 8. That's phenomenal. I mentioned it, guys. You know, I said, hey, what are going to be the next Karts for 2021? What are going to be these top 5 that supplant the Happy Ride, the Rose Queen, the Wild Black? What are those going to be? And I mentioned specifically, could be Party Wing, could be Gilded King, could be Black Dozer. And here they are. They're all in our top 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to climb up a little bit more. Badwagon, it's funny. It doesn't even have that many tracks, but it's been a part of Ranked so many times. It's still on our list. It's been in that 8, 9, 10 off and on, but it's never really broken too high on our list, mainly because of the number of tracks. But solid cart still. And if you are looking to max out a daily select, not a bad idea. You know, Nintendo seems to love it. It is a beautiful car. It's got that little DJ pack on the back. But if you are looking to max out daily select, that might be one option. And most likely Nintendo's going to keep bringing it back because you know it loves it. Sweet Day Tripper, number 10 on our list. As I mentioned, Blue Soda 11, Gilded Prancer at 12. Gilded Prancer's seen some better days. It's still pretty high on our list, but I know it's been a lot of people's favorite. And it's great during the snow tour, that's for sure. Head Honcho dropped down. I'm not a big Head Honcho fan, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people love it. It saved a lot of people in Ranked. Yes, that is true, but it does have a lot of overlap with other top 10 drivers. And the hitbox is so tiny. I just don't. I like to be able to swide and kind of swerve and be able to get coins like that off-roader. You know, even the Crawley card is an awesome card that I love. Just to be able to get that wide range. Head Honcho is not my favorite. Despite having Mini Turbo Plus, it's a great skill, decent skill. But it's number 13 on our list, and I wonder what's its future going to be. Fast Frank, as I mentioned, Fastly going up that list, and then the Gold Cheap Charger at 15. So those are the drivers' carts. Now finally the gliders. Dragon Wing still holding down that number 1 spot. Gold Crane number 2. Strawberry Donut now number 3. And Gold Glider moved to 4. So those two switched. And then the Gold Swooper at number 5. Not much change there. We've kind of seen these 5 there pretty substantially. Starshoot did jump up to number 6. Royal Parachute hold down that number 7 pretty well. The Mario Kart Glider jumped up pretty quick and now has fallen a little bit. We'll see if it continues to stay in our top 10. Daisy Glider back in our top 10. It's number 9 again. We like seeing it here. It's a great glider. And then the Chocolate Banana Crepe at 10. Chocolate Donut still sit on the outside looking in. As I've mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of situations, if any, where you've had 2 of the same type of cart in our top 10, meaning like, you know, Strawberry Donut and Chocolate Donut, or Koopa King and Gilded King. We typically see only one of the reskins do extremely well. The Chocolate Donut, I've been watching, I'm wondering if he's going to kind of break that rule a little bit, but he's still at number 11. 8-Bit Star, it's good to see that glider back up on our top list. It slipped a little bit, but it's back, especially now that it's a part of 100 Pipes. I think we'll all be enjoying that. Nabbit Oil Umbrella, again, sneaky. Well, keep an eye out for it. Sunset Balloons, a great glider. I personally really hope that it comes back, and it's a beautiful one. And then Jolly Bells, great glider that's at 15. So this is a new little segment. I don't think I'll be doing this in the future rundowns, but I wanted to do this because I keep getting people asking me for a top 10, a top 5 supers, you know, whether it's drivers, carts, gliders, and I put together a driver's slide deck and was going to do it. Never got around to it because I felt like I had to have all 3 ready to go. I just got so burnt out. But Now that we have tickets, I want to let you know, based on our algorithm, what are the top 5 drivers, karts, and gliders for you to potentially be able to max out for your daily selects. Number 1 on our list, King Boo. No surprise there with Lucky 7. He's a lot of people's favorite. He's been a part of Ranked a number of times here recently, especially with Shy Guy Bazaar. We have Bowser Jr. Surprised about that, but he has great coverage, especially on some of the Bowser's Castle tracks. We have Rosalina at number 3. Donkey Kong, mainly because of his skill. He doesn't have a lot of tracks necessarily, but his skill is one of the best, and he's got some nice long courses too. That's not necessarily part of our algorithm, but he's one that I maxed, and I maxed him out pretty quickly. And then Bowser at number 5. So a pretty solid list there. You may or may not be surprised. Feel free to let us know if there needs to be any tweaks on your opinion on our algorithm, but pretty strong list there. For the karts, see if I remember all these. I think Dark Clown at number 1, Egg 1 at number 2, DK Jumbo at number 3, Zucchini Kart at 4, and then Blue 7 at 5. You're probably maxing out your Blue 7 as we speak, with it being a part of this week and I believe next week's Ranked. And then the gliders. So question block. There's no question it's number 1. I know I hesitated to maxing it just because of it not being a daily select, but it being a coin glider, a normal coin glider, man, it's such a great glider, and obviously one of the best on the list for sure. This is the Lightning oil umbrella, and I know this oil umbrella. This is the one with the red shell. You can feel free to comment and let me know that I'm an idiot. And then the banana parafoil and the blue flower something or other glider. So having some fun here. These are our top 5 super. I hope these help you out, especially as you're thinking about maxing out these supers. Now normals. So these are the top 5 normals, drivers, karts, and gliders for you to be able to potentially max out just based on our algorithm. Again, nothing else, nothing having to do with coverage. And with that being said, we have number 1 on our list. I hate even saying his name, Morton. He's everyone's favorite. I think he's the most overrated normal driver in the game. He has 2 tracks. You know what's funny? I had in my Coins Aplenty today, I had Calamari Desert, the regular one, the only track that Morton had for a full year. And you guess who else gets it? Party Time Lakitu. That's right. As much as I wanted to use Morton, I used Party Time Lakitu at level 7, double capped, and it was glorious. So he basically, Morton became basically irrelevant. But he's on our list partly because of his skill and how great that is. I think that obviously there are no normal drivers with Coinbox. So when it comes to skill, he is the best normal driver skill that we have available. So no surprise there. Ludwig, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and this one's Larry, not Lemmy. So just kind of keep track of that because these pictures aren't that great to be able to distinguish. But Lemmy, he's got those crazy eyes. But definitely with that that boomerang, that's obviously a great skill there. I know I took the Mario and Baby Luigi to level 7 pretty quickly. There is a question, and feel free to comment below if you have an opinion on the Wave 1, Wave 2. I don't think it makes a big difference, but there are some people that believe that as things were moved in from introduced early, introduced late, what's premium, and how accessible they are to the daily selects. I just say just max it. You'll max it on who you like, who you use, who fits your portfolio of items. Feel free to check out Bam and Gerb's list and to be able to kind of play around with that. That's a great one as well, just to kind of see where you lay. Then with the karts, you have the green. Geez, what is? I can't believe I missed. It's the one I use all the time for the Luigi's Mansion. But the green, I think kitty kart, kitty buggy, something like that. Then we have Landship, Warship. That's right, they are 2 ships. They're awesome. And both of both the Warship and the green cheap charger are were not a part of 100 Pipes permanently. And this is kind of, as mentioned before, you're going to run out of carts, even the normal cart tickets, because there are great carts like this where I have, I only had one left and I maxed out all my normals, whereas I had, in a lot more drivers and glider tickets left, because there are great carts that you want to put tickets on. This Warship, I mean, you probably didn't pull that to get it to 6. You're going to have to take tickets to get it to 7. So putting out there, just proving my point on this list. And the piston glider number 1, the BB&A glider, let's call it that, the parachute glider, paper glider, and the parasol. I think it's the parasol. Man, I'm screwing these up, but it's okay. They're normal, so I never use them. So hopefully you're not using them too. But as part of daily selects, it does matter, and you might as well pull some of the top 5 there. Now here's actually a segment I'm pretty excited about talking a little bit about. I love All Cup ranking. I've gotten top 100 every single time except for twice. There was one time where I got number 102, and I'm still kind of a little butthurt from it. But anyway, when it comes to All Cup ranking, there are some people who are trying to seize this time where, I've been storing up all these tickets. Now it's my time to do this All Cup ranking push. I know specifically Carlos is going for for the top 10, and he kind of took a look at these things to see his inventory. It's definitely going to depend on your inventory. But if you want to go for All Cup ranking, here are the items that are used the most this tour only. Beach Explorer, Wario Hiker, and Penguin Toad all have 8 tracks this tour. Like Party Time, Penguin Luigi have 7 tracks this tour. Mario Halloween, Peach Halloween, and Rosalina Aurora have 6 tracks this tour. Very nice there. Black Penguin Slider already to a hot start, as well as Cacti with 8. Party Wing and Gilded Prancer with 7. Ice Blue Poltergeist, Comet Tail, Platinum Taxi, surprisingly. Gold Snow Skimmer, and then check this out. Another cart that you probably don't have maxed out. Again, proving my point. You got to max out those carts. Get those carts tickets. Put them on something else. Bolt Buggy. I doubt you knew that. I doubt you knew it had 6 tracks this tour. Are you kidding me? Pretty crazy there. And then when it comes to gliders, Snow Crystal has the most of any item. 9 total tracks for the brand new Snow Crystals. Silver Star Shoe with 8. Again, awesome for only having as many tracks as it has. I believe it has 15, as I mentioned, probably about 20 minutes earlier. Black Great Sail, Silver Manta Glider both came out at the same time last tour with a pirate-esque weird themes thrown in there. And then Dry Bowser Umbrella, and Yoshi Egg Hanafuda at 7. So there you go. Just a little fun little section. If you think this helps, let me know. If you think it's dumb, let me know too. I love feedback. I love hearing from you guys what you guys think. If you make fun of me for not knowing normals, I'll just laugh as well because I don't ever use them. So hopefully you know them more than I do. As for the week 1 ranked, here's a couple options. You're probably already familiar with these. As you know, Lakitu Party Time gets Rosalina's Ice World at level 6. Party Wing gets that same track at 6, and then the Gold New Year's Kite gets Rosalina Ice World R at 6 as well. For Happy Snowland, there's so many options. This is where I was talking about earlier in this video. I didn't see the same loadout twice amongst all my friends. So I think that's Nintendo's purpose between this Levelgeddon and kind of going full circle here as we wrap up this video. And then going into week 2 ranked for the Bowser Jr. Cup. And again, we've added some things on here to include the spotlights and who got boosted. Some really interesting ones here. Vanilla Lake, we just saw this track. I have no idea why it's back. But Ice Mario SNES gets that track at level 6. Festival Girl, if you have that at level 6 for some odd reason, feel free to use it for Vanilla Lake 1T. It's actually not a bad card, but just it's not very, very common. Pirate Sushi Racer level 6. Rose Queen, of course, at level 6. I'm sure this is going to be a common one you're going to see. Cheap Masks has that track at 6. New Year's Kite at 6. That's a good one to potentially invest in if you haven't already. I know a lot of people already have it, though. It's been around for a while, obviously being coin. As for Rainbow Road RT, this is an interesting track. I doubt you're using Mario Halloween at level 6, but Dry Bones Gold, Gold Koopa free running. It's going to be so refreshing next week. Obviously, this week, no coin box drivers. So you're all aiming for those double, triple coins, double coin and a other third frenzy. Whereas next week, it's going to be nice to have some coin box drivers again. It's going to be quite refreshing. But then you still have, not as many as you normally would think. I think there's been so many weeks where we've had all 3 tracks be coin box, and you're fighting the shadow of these single boxes. So then with Rainbow Road RT, you got the Dark Trickster at level 6, and then TK Summit, Black Penguin Slider with level 6 on that, and then the Snow Crystals at level 6. And so again, some great items there. Feel free to invest. Good luck in ranked. Hopefully you survived Levelgeddon. It's been obviously an interesting transition here as we get used to 5 tickets to move up a high end. I mean, we're talking even 20 for a normal. It's going to be a huge adjustment. Stick in there. I know you have this. You've lasted this long. You've done so well. You're obviously watching this long video, and for that I thank you. Good luck in ranked, and wish you the best.